In Bangladesh, are the Hindus persecuted by Muslims?
Hindu 8%.
Hindu 80%?
8%.
8%. Is
90%
that difficult?
90% Muslim
Is
and
that
2%
difficult?
Muslim.
Muslims are pushing?
Christians, Christians and Buddhists 2%, Muslims 90%.
Christians 2%.
Christians and Buddhists
Huh?
2%.
Too many.
2%. Buddhists and Christians.
Buddhists and Christians.
And other Muslims are pushing out these Hindus?
Muslims are 90%.
Huh? They're pushing out the Hindus?
Yeah. They were there when decreased from Bangladesh.
Huh?
They were going India.
Yeah, they've been extricated from Bangladesh, yes.
Thrown out?
Yeah.
Why?
Hindus.
30 years ago we are 22%. Now we are 8%. 1947 we are 42% when we got independence from Britain. After the Second World War.
The Muslims are pushing out
Yeah.
Hindus.
Yeah.
Very bad. Krishna will not forgive them for that.
Nowadays situation is very bad. They're killing our priest.
Killing?
Killing our priest.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. It's difficult in Bangladesh right now.
The United Nations doesn't take interest?
Nobody telling anything. They're trying. India trying to save us, but it's very difficult because now the time the terrorist group, the worldwide, they are very, very strong. They're funding to Bangladesh. Some people they're also joining the terrorist
What is he
group.
saying?
A terrorist group is very strong there.
What is strong?
A terrorist group, a Muslim terrorist group.
It's very strong. And they're killing the Hindu priests.
Yeah, they say to convert us. Should to convert to Muslims. Otherwise, they will kill us. They will take our land. Already they take our many lands. They're taking our girls. Land problem. Like Pakistan. Pakistan same problem. They face the Hindu peoples.
They take the Hindu girls. So very bad.
Becoming like Pakistan.
Pakistan is like this.
Yeah. Bangladesh is becoming like that too.
Muslim religion.
Yeah.
Very bad. Imperialist. That's not religion. What happened to my spectacles? Here?
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Any verse?
I mean, you could read from 244, or also as you like. But
What?
244. I mean, or if you want to read something else, but
What is it? Let's see. Bhogaisvaya prasaktanam paraparija cheta samyaya sayatmika bhugi samaro na vidyate. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, there is no determination for devotion service to the Supreme Lord that will take place. Purpose. Samadhi means fixed mind. Vedic dictionary, the Niruti says, Samyak adiyate smin atma sattva yatatmaya. The mind is fixed for understanding the self. It is said to be in Samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyment and bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of the material energy. Hare Krishna. So Krishna's Bahiranga Shakti. Krishna has three Shaktis, as we know. Antaranga Shakti, that's the internal energy of Krishna. that produces a spiritual world. Then you have Tatastha Shakti, which are all the living beings. And then Antaranga, Bahiranga. Like when we sing it, Nishinga, Bahir, Nishingo, it's outside. Bahir Nishingo, Vidaye Nishingo. We see Lord Nishingadev outside, Prahlad, Bahir Nishingo, Hridaye Nishingo, and in the heart he sees Nishinga, wherever he went. Very simple, because he is Krishna conscious. Materialists can only see outside, he cannot see inside. Like when Hiranyakashipu was chasing Vishnu in the beginning, after Vishnu killed his brother, Hiranyaka. Then Vishnu, what did he do? He jumped into the heart of Hiranyakashipu, because he couldn't find him. He was looking all over the universe, he couldn't find Lord Vishnu. And so he came to the conclusion that Vishnu, God is dead. Like we have Richard Dawkins, comes to the conclusion that God is dead, because he doesn't see him. So materialists he can see only outside. He can see the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord. He cannot see inside the Lord. If the Lord is in the heart of all living beings, Ishvara, the Supreme Controller, Ishvara Parama, the Supreme Controller, Ishvara Parama, Krishna, is Krishna. That's not the verse. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, the Lord of all living beings. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam. Riteshi Arjuna Tishtati is hidden in the heart of all. Brahmayan Sarvabhutani, and he moves everybody. Brahmayan, he moves everyone. Man proposes, God disposes. Like for example, now I feel here some itch. And I want to remove myself from this itch because it disturbs me. How do I do this? Technically, I'm not this body, I'm the soul. And there's no connection between the body and the soul except consciousness. The soul is conscious of the body, and now, for example, I feel some itch here, in the ear, and now in the nose. So how do I get the hand from here to here? How does it function actually, if I'm not the body? Huh? The Krishna in the heart, he understands that I, the soul, feel an itch in the nose, and that I, the soul, would like to relieve, like I have an itch here, would like to scratch. And man proposes, Krishna calls the demigods, hello, this is Krishna. Oh, Bhagavan, see Krishna, what can we do for you? There's this Prithu Das, he's sitting on an asana in Copenhagen right now. Can you lift his hand? He wants to scratch his nose. Yes, Bhagavan, thy will be done. And the hand goes there, scratches. We're not the doer. That's what it says in Bhagavad Gita. Aham karta, what is it? Karta aham vimudatma. One who thinks he's a doer, he's a fool. So, if it would take some time, say for example, I wish to scratch my head, like right now I feel, I as a soul, feel some itch here. If it would take after 5 minutes, the hand goes up like this. Then I would understand that I'm not the body, that it's a robot. I want some, after some time I would get the idea, I want something, and I would watch. The hand goes up. Then I would understand I'm sitting in a machine that follows my desires. Now let's take the other hand. I would like to scratch myself with the left hand. Then 2 minutes later, all of a sudden, the left hand goes up. So after a very short time, you will learn I'm not the body. It's a robot. It follows my desire. And you start doing this and that, till you forget. So we are sitting in this body, it's a robot. The body is robotic and it's controlled by the super soul. Via the demigods. You see in the Bhagavad Gita there's this picture, I don't know whether it's in this Bhagavad Gita still. Here's this picture. Where is this picture? There was a picture in the old Bhagavad Gita where the living entity is acting on the strings, in Prabhupada's style. Prabhupada would be very angry, by the way, if you remove the pictures, if you wouldn't agree to that, you wanted them to stay. Because they're historical. It's like, for example, if you would have pictures of Jesus, Christians, or from Peter painted this painting, and Paul. It may be simple, but people would cherish and say, this is actually what Paul made at that time. Or Peter, or St. John, these guys. Nobody would think they should be removed. They should be replaced by something more sophisticated. So people don't think in historical terms, They're historical documents. They should be we're not meant there to please the public by producing more and more sophisticated pictures. We just reproduce what was going on in the beginning. Prabhupada never liked changing pictures. Because they're time documents. They're documenting the state of craftsmanship, the state of expertise of the devotees at that time. So anyway, on that picture you see the demigods controlling the soul on strings. And so Krishna, he is a supreme puppeteer. He's actually pulling all the strings. And so even what happens now in Bangladesh, we shouldn't be too wrapped up about it, because everything is under Krishna's control. It has to be. There's one verse, that what should happen will happen. Must happen, it says. That what should happen must happen. And that what should not happen will never happen. So it's all under Krishna's control. Krishna has a huge plan. And under this plan, there's sometimes people suffer, persecution, because they're persecuted in their last life. One life you persecute Muslims, in the next life you will be persecuted as a Hindu. Something like this. Everything comes back. And in this way, we don't see the bigger picture. But the bigger picture we understand from scripture. It is Kali Yuga. Like when it's winter. Winter is supposed to be harsh. So it's winter. God makes it like this. Winter, everything dies, animals die. It's a winter. And so now we're living in winter, Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is a time of great difficulty. Everything is difficult. Manda, Sumanda, Matayo, Manda, Bhagya. People are unfortunate, they're long, short-lived. They live like dogs and hogs. See, in this country, it's young people, they live like dogs and hogs. It's unbelievable. In Germany, I was telling brahmachari, young girls, young boys, they're 10 years old, 11 years old, in school, they said, I'm lusty. Can I have sex with you? And she says, yes, it will cost you $10. In school. Okay, well, let's meet in the toilet. That's what happens. 10-year-old people, SMS, I'm very lusty about you. Can I have sex with you? Yes, $10, $5. That's what's happening. All over Germany. It's incredible. In our time, it was not thinkable to approach a woman. I told Lalita when I was 14, I was sitting on a bench with a girl. And so finally, I wanted to, and I made an advance, and I grabbed her head and I kissed her on the mouth, and she slapped me in the face. What do you think? We're not doing these things. That was innocent, relatively innocent. She slapped me in the face. Nowadays, we're living in a different time. We're in a very different time. to approach a woman, a girl at that time, say, let's have sex, unthinkable. Unthinkable. Maybe in this country, I don't know, but in Germany, she would complain to the teacher about it. To the priest. She would go to the priest at this point, suggest it. And so, but everything is under Krishna's control. He's Bhagavan, and he knows this is a bad time, and so he produces bad things. Bad things are going on. He's the whole world is Krishna's production. It's like a movie, Krishna production. And Krishna is a script writer. He writes the script. And he's a producer, he's a director of the drama as well. And we can take seats in this drama. If you want to be a good guy, okay. If you go to the cinema, they're hiring people. Say, you want to play Hitler? Okay, you can play Hitler. You want to be Stalin? Okay, be the Stalin. But the game is already, the scenario is already designed by Krishna. How do you say, the script is written by scripture, by Krishna. You can take a seat, according to your karma, you take a seat in this script, in this drama, which is called the material world. And it has 4 acts. The first act is called Satya Yuga, the second act is called Treta, then the 4th act is Dwapara. Now we're in Kali Yuga, that's a very bad time. It's all Krishna's production. Krishna designs it. And so all kinds of rascals are born, like you and me, in this age, and we take particular roles in this drama. And so whatever happens in Bangladesh, ultimately Krishna is in control. The Lord Chaitanya, he didn't come in vain. He's God himself, and he came to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, and it will be successful. Nobody can stop. Now you still have, people, we saw this in Ireland, the Catholic Church was so against us. And speaking of the Bishop of Galway, the Cardinal Bishop of Galway, Bishop Casey, he was going on the pulpit preaching against Hare Krishna and writing letters to all the parishioners in his tomb, in his area. And in a couple of years they will be all dead. And then we're born again as dogs and hogs and rats and whatever. So the bishop, he was speaking so badly about us, and then it was found out that what happened was that he had a girlfriend when he was a young priest, and he had a child with her, and he wanted to abort the child. And the woman, she was more religious than the priest. He said, not going to happen. And so he put her into a home for women that had illegitimate children, islands. There were homes for that. Priests, he put them in a home, and she was living horrible. It was horrible. In a concentration camp, they had to work. To free themselves from sin, they had to wash. They had laundries, church-owned laundries all over Ireland, and they had to wash to free themselves from sin, so they would get an orange for Christmas. In huge suppression. So her child grew up, and when he was 18, he asked his mother,